Get wrecked, bitch.
What's up, guys? Wrecky Reezy back at you guys with another video. Hero Talk, episode 1, part 2. Don't worry, guys. This part isn't gonna be as long as part 1. Actually, I just wanted to go over a few things, but that I felt like I couldn't in part 1 because part 1 was already getting like too long as it was. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what I want to talk about first is with the joint training art is the added development of Deku and Bakugo's friendship / rivalry, and it's just like it's so interesting just to see how far they've come in terms of like just talking, like literally just talking to one another. Because like you remember early on in the beginning of the series, Bakugo was not trying to hear any of that Deku shit. Always like bragging on him, always talking down to him, always calling him worthless. Remember that like first chapter / episode, he literally told Deku to kill himself. It's crazy, man. But now we see like they have like a healthy rivalry because Bakugo acknowledges Deku now, and they both look up to All Might. They both want to be the #1 hero. They both want to be the best heroes they can possibly be. And I feel like the joint training arc did a great job of developing that. Like you see after Bakugo's match, him and Deku have a brief exchange, and Bakugo's like, hey, I'm gonna just keep going, I'm gonna just keep getting higher and higher, and I'm gonna keep going above you. Deku's like, nah, G, I'm gonna surpass you, just you wait. And then we get into it, and Bakugo, the amount of character development Bakugo has gotten throughout this series is only second to Deku. Like Bakugo is the second most developed character in the series. And people, I find it like hilarious when like, I think we all have those friends that are like casual MHA fans, or like, you know, they only watch the anime, they don't really read the manga. They're like, yeah, Bakugo's gonna become a villain. You wait. I can totally see it happening. And it's like, no, bro, he just has that furious nature. He's just a savage. He just doesn't give a fuck about your opinion. He knows he wants to be the best. That's his goal, and that's what he's honed in on. Fuck your feelings. But the joint training arc did, Horikoshi did a great job of developing Bakugo even more, and having him work with Jiro, Sato, and Sero. And you know, like what All Might told him, save and win. And it's just like Bakugo really took that to heart, and it's like he really took that and applied it to himself. It's one thing to get advice from somebody and just like it goes in one ear and out the other, but in the joint training arc we really got to see Bakugo when the guy with the welding quirk from Class B, I can't remember his name, when he welded Bakugo to the wall. Bakugo, like, he didn't panic, he didn't fold, because he relied on his teammates to help him out of that situation. You know, Sato comes in with that sugar rush quirk and like destroys the things that welded Bakugo to the wall. And Jiro is she got in the culture festival, she got developed. But you know, Jiro, she peeped Bakugo was like, cause like Sarah was like, yo, this guy hasn't changed at all since this first festival. But Jiro was like, yeah, he seems like he's willing to work with us, and that was Bakugo's thing too. And Bakugo even says, like, if I get into a bind, I'll rely on you guys to save me as well. And you know, it's that kind of like Bakugo's willingness to work with others now is what I feel like is gonna catapult him to like a new level. Cause like even in that chapter it says Bakugo tapped into a new kind of strength. You know, the willingness to rely on others, to work with others, to want to save others. You know, Bakugo is developing into his own like proper hero himself. And now we're gonna get into the main man, Deku. You know we had to make a part 2 to talk about all the shit that happened with Deku. But first, we gotta start off with Deku's confidence, man. My dude looked Bakugo in the eyes and was like, yo, just you watch, bro. I'ma do better than you. and it's just like the sauce. Excuse me, but people are kidding themselves if they say Deku isn't, if not the most well written of the new like shonen MCs. I'm not saying he is the best new shonen MC. As far as development goes and characterization, you gonna be hard pressed to try and put one of the new MCs over him. It's difficult, but to each his own. But Deku's confidence is up, you know. Deku has had like his fair share of like villain, like life or death villain confrontation up until this point. And I love how he's wearing that experience. Like he's like, yo, I can do this, and like he's so hyped going into that matchup, and that's what makes it all the more like a punch to the gut when One for All starts acting up and Black Whip starts manifesting, and Deku can't control it, and then he's like in his mind he thinks it's just One for All like going out of control, and he starts like doubting himself. Horikoshi is such a sneaky and savvy writer, and it is a very beautiful thing to watch unfold. But this is where I feel like the fandom kind of got split when Black Whip manifested and we found out what it actually was. So Deku goes into, Black Whip's going out of control. Uraraka grabs Deku. Shinzo gets Deku to talk to him. Deku, boom, he's in the Avatar state, basically. The Avatar realm. He's talking to one of his predecessors, and the guy kind of looks like, a lot of people in the fandom were saying he was like Hellboy, I guess. To each his own. But yeah, that's what they're calling the Hellboy user, Hellboy quirk user. I don't really see it, but I guess. But the predecessor is telling Deku, yo, you can't just like use the power all willy-nilly now. Like this is some serious power you're dealing with. And it was his quirk. Black Whip is that bald guy's quirk. And he was explaining to Deku, like, you were probably thinking you wanted to catch something or grab something, and Deku thinks to himself like, yeah, I wanted to catch Monoma. And the predecessor was trying to explain to Deku, you can't use One for All out of anger anymore. And he was like, anger is cool, it's the source of power, but you have to keep your emotions in check. And I think that was brilliant on Horikoshi's part, because up until now, Deku really just acts on his emotions. Like, he gets upset, he charges in. Like, that's how Shinzo caught him in his quirk the first time they fought. After, what's his name, Ojiro? Yeah, with the tail. Ojiro was like, Ojiro told Deku, like, what Shinzo's quirk, what he thought it was, how he thought it worked, to keep his mouth shut. But Shinzo antagonized Deku, and Deku got upset, replied to him, boom, got caught. And Deku's always wanted to just act on his emotions, so I think that's a great device for Deku to have to master his emotions in order to live up to the fullest potential of One for All. And here's the kicker that got a lot of people upset, that Deku's gonna manifest 6 more additional quirks at some point. And that got a lot of people upset because they were like, oh, Deku's gonna be overpowered, he's gonna be too strong, he's gonna be way stronger. Shut into that. I gotta be honest, you sound dumb at this point, because the second he ate that hair and he inherited One for All, Deku was already gonna be way stronger than everybody else. Just look at All Might. All Might compared to every other hero. Endeavor is a very powerful hero, as we saw in the Pro Hero arc, but he is nowhere near All Might in his prime. It's just not. And Deku is gonna be even stronger than All Might was in his prime, just from the nature of One for All to begin with. It gets stronger as it's passed on, and we learned that in this joint training arc. In the joint training arc, we learned that One for All is past the point of singularity, and it's expanding. And this is how Deku is able to talk to his predecessors, able to manifest additional quirks. Deku is going to be powerful. But briefly, I'm going to explain why I think Horikoshi is going this route. Because currently, right now, in the My Villain Academia arc, I feel like Shigaraki is being prepped. He's learning his mental. He's coming into his own as a villain boss. And I think at some point I think that at some point there's gonna be a prison break arc. And I think when they break out All For One isn't gonna come back and be the big bad. I think All For One is going to recognize Shigaraki's growth and be like, okay, here, and give Shigaraki the quirk All For One. So you're going to have Deku, Apex Deku, with all the powers of One For All, and Apex Shigaraki with All For One, and all the knowledge and experience he's gained as a villain boss. And that will be their final clash after a time skip further down the road. And I think that's how it's all gonna play out. But that's gonna do it for the first episode of Hero Talk. I hope future me got this video out at least by July 5th.
Yeah, that ain't happened.
But who knows? Hopefully it's up by July 5th. If not, But thanks for watching, guys. If you found yourself at all entertained, or if you feel like you want to leave some comments and let me know what you think, I would love to hear your opinions and thoughts as well. That's the whole point of this series, Hero Talk. You know, I kind of just want this series to be an open dialogue between me and all of you guys. So I hope you guys liked the video. Leave a comment and subscribe. Thanks, guys. I've been Reezy. You guys just got wrecked. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Peace.